Well, that was the wonderful Rhydian Roberts there, and I'm very pleased to say hello to Rhydian now. Hello, Rhydian.
Hello, Jill. Thank you for playing that.
Oh, it's wonderful, that, actually. It's I've listened to your album over the last few days, actually, and I think it's a very moving album. That was particularly a wonderful tune to play for me tonight, and you selected that, thank you. So, Rhydian, thank you for your patience, and I did try to catch you on Tuesday. We had one or two problems, but it's wonderful to say hello to you now.
The joys of technology, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's good when it works.
Absolutely, it really is. Now, most of our listeners will remember you mostly from the X Factor, and I can't believe that it was 2007.
Yeah, nearly 7 years ago now.
Gosh,
I was preparing to go to boot camp, I think, and all of that. 7 years.
Right,
yeah. 7 years next month. So, yeah, lots has happened since then, and you're kindly playing songs from my fifth album.
I am.
So,
5 albums. I mean, that in itself is amazing. But I was Googling around and looking what you've been up to. You've been up to so much. Tell me initially, where did this all start for you? You were only young, weren't you, when you started singing?
Yeah, I sort of found that I had a voice when I was about 3 or 4 years old, and I used to compete in a lot of Eisteddfod competitions in Wales. We're encouraged as schoolboys and girls to compete. It's all friendly, you know, but it's good practice to get familiar with performing in front of an audience. And yeah, I remember vividly, Aled Jones had his I'm Walking in the Air out in the charts, and that was my party piece. My family used to embarrass me and get me up every single family party or, you know, dinner, and I used to get up and sing I'm Walking in the Air. But, I loved it.
Yeah.
I just loved being on the stage, and wanted to pursue a career in singing, initially alongside rugby. Yeah. But injury prevailed, which kind of made my mind up for me in a way. It meant that it was singing alone, you know. Well, and acting. I studied drama at university in Birmingham, and then I got selected to go to the music school, so I went there for 6 years, and then the Royal Academy in London to study musical theatre, but then I was whisked away into that dreaded ITV show, the X Factor. But I got no regrets. It was the best thing I could have done.
I'm sure not. That was amazing, actually. It must have been an amazing experience. What's your best memory from that?
For me, it was meeting Celine Dion. I'm a huge Celine fan, and we got to work with her, and I sang a little bit with her. And I remember walking into this room in the Dorchester Hotel, and we weren't told what we were doing. It was a surprise, as a lot of those things were, because they obviously want your reaction on camera.
Of course. And
they certainly got their desired reaction from me, because the door opened, and there's Celine Dion, one of my idols, next to this kind of crystal-encrusted, see-through piano, and her husband, René, who manages her. And I was in my oils, you know. Yeah. That was a moment, but there were many moments. I mean, just the thrill of singing in front of 10, 13 million people every Saturday was a huge honour.
Yeah. Your family must have been really proud as well. They must have been.
They were in the end, when I convinced them it was a good idea, but initially they were like, well, what have you done? You're at music school and you've just gone on, you've sold your soul to the devil. You know?
Oh dear.
But my mum got into the swing of things as time went on, and I think she quite enjoyed it, and people remember her jumping up and down and everything. My dad took up more of a back seat because he's a slightly more camera shy. That way.
Yeah. Well, when you think about it now, that's just, I mean, the X Factor is just one of the things that you've done. That was a massive thing at the time and wonderful experiences. But you've toured, you've done some wonderful charity work. Tell us some of the things that you've done in the last 7 years that you've really, again, stand out things to you.
Yeah, well, I've been lucky enough to do a mixture of different things. I mentioned I studied in musical theatre after music college, and it wasn't for very long, mind, but it was my passion. That's what I would have done had I not gone on to a TV platform. I would have studied for the year and a half and then auditioned for West End, probably. So I've been lucky enough to perform lead roles in We Will Rock You, Grease, the musical, The War of the Worlds with Jeff Wayne. I did a European and British tour with him, and And more recently, I played the role of Rocky in the Rocky Horror Show, the 40th anniversary tour.
That must have been great too, really.
Good fun, yeah, really good fun. Completely different as well. And a lot of people didn't expect me to come out with nothing but leopard print pants, it was actually, and lots of spray tan. In the second half, I did sport some fishnets and a boa, and dressed up as a lady, it was all very good fun. And as I said before in interviews that you'll never have that much fun on stage. It's very unlikely, where you get the audience interacting with you. But alongside the theatre, I've been recording, like I said, and doing my solo tours. I do a lot of one-off concerts as well. I've got, I think, one coming up in Runcorn on the 2nd of May. Tickets available on my website, but that's before my tour, which will start in the autumn. So the tour date that will be announced later after the album, which is released on the 14th of April.
Right, not long then now. Not long at all.
Not long, no.
No, but
and I've kept myself busy as well with. I speak Welsh. I'm born in Wales, and I had a TV show in Wales.
Yeah.
We called the Rhydian show, which was a 10-part series. So I gained experience TV from the X Factor, and then that helped me front my own show. So I've had a very varied career in the past 7 years, yeah.
You have? I mean, and you've performed for royalty, haven't you, as well, and at Andrew Lloyd Webber's birthday party, and you've done everything.
Yeah.
What's there left to do?
Well, there's a lot more left to do, and I love working at my craft, and I've been training for 2 hours just before I spoke to you, and I had my guitarist over because we're doing a sort of live lounge session on Sunday. But yeah, there's lots left to do. I mean, for me, I'd love to see this album top the charts. That's something I haven't done. I've had a number 2, I've had a number 3, but I haven't had a number 1 yet, so that would be lovely. And I've very much gone back to my roots with this album. It's classical crossover, so we will qualify for the classical world and the classical Brits and all of that. And that's what I wanted to do. And I mean, a lot of people might say, well, what does classical crossover mean? But it's simply classical with a twist and incorporating some contemporary songs, like you've just heard.
Yeah.
I sing with Carrie Ellis. She's a West End star, and she also sings a lot with Brian May, so she has that West End rocky voice. And the other collaboration on the album is with Bonnie Tyler, who has a rock voice. So I wanted to fuse my classical voice with these great singers.
That's wonderful. There's a great mix on here, like you said. Can I play another tune and then come back and talk to you for some more? Is that okay?
By all means, please do. Yeah, thanks.
I think we'll play One Day Like This now, and then we'll come back and talk again.
Great.